Hi, welcome to Project Geospatial. I'm Adam Simmons at the floor of the Geoint 2023 Symposium in St. Louis, Missouri. I had the pleasure of speaking with Ivanti at their booth, right? So if you would please, just for my sandy's sakes, introduce yourself.
Sure.
And we'll get right into who you are.
Outstanding. My name is Patty Arcano, Senior Key Executive supporting the Department of Defense Intelligence Communities.
Awesome.
And here we have Mark Robinson.
Hi, Mark Robinson. I'm an Account Technical Strategist with Ivanti covering DoD and Fed.
Awesome. Okay, so who is Ivanti?
So, I'm very surprised that you don't know who Ivanti is. We're a billion-dollar company, and most people recognize corporations we have acquired, but not Ivanti. So some of our acquisitions that fit into our dashboard that allows us to discover, manage, service, and secure everything on your network are AppSense, Keat, Landesk, Shavlik, Sharewell, Pulse Secure, RiskSense, Wavelink, and others. So we are headquartered in Salt Lake City, Utah, and are a global company.
Excellent. So can you talk about, obviously you have a lot of different services and companies under you.
Right.
What does that mean? What's the messaging in terms of this audience of what you primarily provide? What do you hope to them to focus on?
Sure. So we understand that there's a tremendous amount of need as everyone is moving to SaaS in the cloud to still be able to support those disconnected networks. And Ivanti's here to help you do that. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So there's a broad breadth of what we cover. One of the things we made sure to do is acquire companies that were in the best position for each individual silo, but we're working to solve that horizontal problem.
Well, talk about that horizontal problem. Talk about the silos for a second. What are those?
So discovery, so being able to discover everything on the network, all the devices that you may have, what connects, because you can't do anything else unless you know what's in state. Once we do that, we're able to manage them. So provision them, be able to deploy software to them, be able to remove control them, be able to understand what they are and what's on them.
Perfect.
From there, we're able to do things like patch management, right? Make sure that they stay up to date, your vulnerabilities are taken care of. But we have ways to go deeper, especially in dark networks where the attack surface management. So we do things like application whitelisting and device controls so that we can take the secure enclaves and protect them from not just data exfiltration, but the integrity of the data that's being pushed through those networks as well.
Perfect.
How about weaponization as well as GRC?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the recent acquisitions we had was RiskSense. So patch management, I think everyone understands, it's not a new technology. What we're doing with it is pretty interesting, but we're adding in RiskSense. So aside from the information from the vendors of the risk score and of the individual patches, we're merging that in with our own intelligence feed about the weaponization of vulnerabilities that we're finding out in the wild, what's actually active in the dark net, what has active campaigns around it, what has remote control, remote code execution sort of capabilities. So we marry all of that data in so that you as an administrator can, instead of looking at 40,000 vulnerabilities that need to somehow be patched by next Monday, what are the patches I need to take care of in the machines I need to take care of today? What needs to be done over the weekend, and what can fall into the regular patch cycle, so that you have the shortest amount of time with the most critical vulnerabilities possible in your estate.
Awesome.
And then moving into...
And then with GRC, so we built a GRC application on top of our ITSM platform. The reason we did that is ITSM is a codeless platform.
Can you hold on, stop for a second?
Yeah.
Can you define and break out GRC and GRC and...
So GRC is governance, risk, and compliance.
Perfect.
Right. So if you think of all the different authority documents that many federal agencies have to comply with, we're able to break those down into the individual citations. You must do that. You shall do this. And then marry those up with the controls that the agencies have in place to meet those citations. We do the lifecycle controls around the controls. So now that I have my control, but how do I know I'm meeting that? Either I can API out to my individual tool sets that we have that can show you, yes, you're meeting this control because you're using patch management, you have application whitelisting, you have different things, but with other vendors too, with their tools as well. Or it could be just someone attesting that, yes, this policy is in place and it's being followed. We've met that control.
Okay. This is your first Geoint Symposium, correct?
Yes.
So what do you think so far? What are the opinions and what are your thoughts that you're taking away out of this year?
Well, this has been so exciting for us. Learning about all these new technologies, we're hearing more and more about AI, but realizing how that really is overtaking the overtaking solutions, say talking to partners and vendors on how things are changing and how we're able to fit into this. And it's USGIF is a great organization, and we actually look forward to becoming members.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, as we wrap up, what else would you like to leave with our audience in terms of final words about your company?
I think I would like to let everyone know that as everyone is moving to the cloud, there are still organizations out there that are deployed on-prem and plan on staying deployed on-prem to be able to support our customers. We are widely deployed in the Department of Defense and the intelligence communities today, whether that's for patching, asset and service management, security controls, device controls, and mobile device management. We're the leader for that. So we look forward to working with not just the government on this piece, but also the vendors that are all around us, helping them secure their solutions.
Excellent. To find out more about the company, where did they go?
So please go to www.ivanti.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I'm Adam Simmons at Project Geospatial. We'll talk to everybody next time.